What's up guys, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. In one of my most recent videos that I just posted, I went through literally every single new Littlest Pet Shop on the website that should hopefully be coming out in this newest wave. And little did I know that the new Comic-Con exclusive pets were actually on that list as well. So I briefly touched on them in that video, but I figured I would do a more in-depth video on them today. So far these images are only available on the Littlest Pet Shop website themselves. Usually they are initially revealed on the San Diego Comic-Con blog website, which I'll also be putting down below in the description. Based on the previous 2 years, the Littlest Pet Shop are usually added there on July 2nd, so I could potentially do a follow-up video to this if I learn more about them, because obviously that website does go a little bit more in depth than just showing us the picture. So in this video, unfortunately, I won't know like pricings or anything like that, but based on last year where we had the snakes, they were $30 retail price if you bought them at the con. So obviously just like a couple other little things out of the way first, these are exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, which is happening this summer in July. Unfortunately, if you're not familiar though, tickets went on sale last year. They are no longer available. So for the average collector who isn't going to be going, these are going to be a little bit more difficult to find. And unfortunately, you are probably going to be paying scalper prices to buy them off of eBay, unless you know somebody who's going that will hopefully pick them up for you. These are generally limited one per person per day, and Comic-Con is 4 days plus a preview night. But when I was there last year with the snakes, they didn't really care about those rules at the booth. They were just like, yeah, how many do you want? And I was like, oh, okay, I can have more than one. So definitely varies. Obviously, in my opinion, that means that the snakes didn't really sell all that well last year. But here for the new Chinese New Year exclusive pet, we have horses. So obviously first dragons, then snakes, then horses. After looking at all three of them, I still think my favorite line was the snakes, just because of like how different and unique all of their details were. But I am pretty excited about these pets. So let's start off with pet number 1, which of course is our red horse. I was always under the assumption that we were going to be getting these pets, but since I knew that it was Year of the Horse, I was crossing my fingers that they were going to be the Clydesdale horses and not the normal horse base, because I'm not a fan of that base, but I love the Clydesdale base. So thank God we got our Clydesdales that we deserve. I'm very excited. I think that these designs are pretty cool. They are quite similar, but they still have their own uniquenesses to them. One other thing that I want to point out that you can really clearly see here, that originally I thought was just kind of like a rendering thing, but the more that I look at it, the more that I think this could be true, is that these pets might have glass eyes. Like, I can't really explain any other reason why the eyes might look like this, especially when you zoom in. They definitely are giving that look. Again, these are like prototype sample images, so they're not going to be exactly correct to the official figure, but I'm so curious to see if they're going to have glass eyes, because right now that's not something that we know for sure, but I assume once the blog post is up, then we would actually know. But anyways, aside from that, it has green eyes with stars in them. The pet is going to be like a shiny red color, but not necessarily metallic, similar to how the red dragon and red snake are. I'm going to assume that like the same kind of paints are going to be used for all of these pets. But then obviously the gold detailing is metallic. I think the dark red might be a little bit more metallic than the base red as well. And then this one has some gold glitter in the ears. There are some Chinese characters on the body, which I'm gonna guess say horse or Year of the Horse. I don't know. I'm also not entirely sure if this design is symmetrical or not, but I'm really loving kind of like the leaf and like almost swan detail that it has over its eyes. And then I think the flowers near the feet are also super cute. And then obviously the green looks very striking with the red. So off to a good start with this one. I think it's definitely one of my favorites of these three. But now we move on to our gold pet. Personally, this has kind of been my least favorite of all three, but it absolutely makes sense that there would be a gold one for each of these waves. And then obviously with the dragons in the beginning, the gold dragon was numbered 2024 for the year, but since then like the gold snake and obviously this gold horse have gotten normal numbers, so I just think that's kind of interesting. Obviously when you're looking at this one's eyes, this image is less of a refined prototype, but again, the eyes still have that weird glass look. This one has these cool like bronze brown eyes. Again, we got the star, and this one's design seems pretty much identical to the red horse, especially with the face detailings, but this time in silver, and then silver glitter in the ears. But then whatever Chinese characters are written here on the body are obviously completely different. I feel like this one's kind of boring because obviously there are 2 tones of gold here, with the gold in the hair and the tail being slightly darker, but it does look very similar to the base, so it's not like as visually interesting in my opinion. And then finally we have our green horse. This one has blue eyes. Again, you can see different characters are written here on the body. Since we're getting the opposite angle of this horse, I'm going to guess that all 3 of them are going to be symmetrical. So they do basically have the same design for all 3 of them. It's just the Chinese characters on the body that are different. And then this one, again, we have the metallic 2 different shades of green. I really think that the green used here in the hair and the tail is very pretty, and it's slightly more blue tone, so it does really fit with the blue eyes. And then all of the details like the red one are done in gold. So yeah, after looking at all three of these, I definitely think that my favorite is the red one. This is definitely a little bit of a shorter update video with the newest pets. So again, once I learn more based on the actual Comic-Con blog, I probably will make a super short, like 2-minute follow-up video to this. But definitely let me know down below in the comments which of these 3 pets was your favorite and how do you think they compare to the dragons and the snakes. Again, the snakes are definitely still my favorite, especially the red snake. That one is such a cool design, but I am pretty happy with the way that these pets ended up looking. So I am very excited to be getting my hands on them because I will be going to SDCC this year and hopefully I will be able to get all 3 to officially show you guys in a video. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye!